I think Joe Rogan finally lost it. What do you mean finally, bro? He's lost it. Joe Rogan and Conceptual James agree that labeling people like Tim Pool, Majid Nawaz, and James O'Keefe alt-right is incorrect and not an argument. He had Conceptual James on? Isn't this that... This is that dildo that like wrote the CRT. Oh, this is gonna be such content, right?
You know, smart people make that. They use that pejorative. These alt-right people. I'm like, stop. You're talking about people that aren't even remotely alt-right. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was a whole thing. Like just the other day here on the show, you had the Tim Pool's alt-right.
This guy's such a beta. It's just like, no, sorry, can't respect you. No jaw. You're trying to do that thing where conservatives do, where they try to get like a beard going so they can substitute for a chin. We know what you're doing. Not working, dude. Sorry, not mask enough. I want to see some masculine energy coming out of you, okay? Go work out. Go work your job, bitch. Go to the gym and work your chin out.
Josh Zepps, yeah,
wasn't quite that.
He said that to try to diminish what Josh Zepps been saying about Australia because he works for Australian media and he's trying to be nice over there.
No, I hear you. Australia is scaring the shit out of me, though. I'll tell you that.
It should.
Why? Oh, I hate when a government is actually competent and able to deal with the advantage of being an island and actually totally make sure that like a easy to avoid deadly disease is not ripped through the country. When I think of things that scare me, that's not on my list. You know what I mean? It's like scary movies. That scares me. I'm gonna admit that. I don't like to be scared. Boo. That's scary. Okay, jump scares scare me. Scary video games scare me. The ocean, the depths of the ocean, where alien-like creatures exist that we cannot even comprehend. That scares me. Three-head America doing a better job in dealing with a fucking, viral disease, not scary. If you're scared of Australia, you're a pussy. Like, you're the biggest pussy. You're a coward. Quite literally fucking free-head America, mate. It's quite literally free-head America, mate. It's like America, but on the other side of the fucking planet. The same shit.
Like, you're not convincing me by telling me that people like Majid Nawaz are alt-right. That is fucking nonsense.
Right, totally.
That's so dumb.
I wish I was wrong, but I am always fucking batting 1,000. Okay, what did I tell you guys that like? What did I tell you even before Joe Biden won? I told you we're going back to fucking 2014, 2015, 2016 memes, dude. It's like, oh, this person who was like very clearly, consistently fucking uplifting like actual Nazis or says shit that is indistinguishable from fucking actual Nazis or routinely trying to fucking normalize other actual Nazis. Like, that person, how dare you say that person is alt-right? Like, who cares? Okay, they're not alt-right. Shut up. It's such an annoying little fucking distinction that you're making. Like, oh, well, yeah, they've never said, they've never asked the Jewish question. Okay, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? They are still doing everything else but that, okay? You're such a... Oh, get better material. Stop. Oh my God, I can't believe they're saying these guys are alt-right. Oh, shut the fuck up, Joe Rogan. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. And to call Tim Pool alt-right as well. If anything, he's a centrist.
Yeah.
He's a centrist. Yeah, dude. I love how centrist Tim Pool is. Trump is going to win every state in America pool.
I think we could see a 49-state landslide. We may be looking at a Mondale-Reagan type scenario where Trump landslides 49 states.
Tim, the Trump administration keep blackbagging BLM activist pool.
Unmarked vehicles pull up, feds jump out, walk up to Antifa and just snatch them up. I mean, it's funny to think because I'm thinking about like when I was a kid, watching, like when I was younger, watching V for Vendetta or any of these movies. You'd imagine that anybody carrying out these governmental black baggings were the bad guys.
That's a good point.
No, not here.
What a centrist that guy is, dude. This is going to be very bad for the Democrats. This is going to be very bad for the Democrats. Like, he's not a fucking centrist, dumbass. He's a centrist if you're like so fucking distorted and so far to the right and the boot is shoved so far down your fucking throat that you're like, well, he's like, I guess like, I don't know, he's like kind of in the middle when it comes to like abortion. God, these people are so stupid. None of these qualifications, like these ways of like describing people matter anymore. It just doesn't. Let me guess. All of the people you can trust on the left are going to be fucking Jimmy Dore, Glenn Greenwald, Crystal Ball, maybe. Okay. Like all the fucking people that are, I mean, even though Crystal Ball and Kyle are not like fucking anti-vaxxers, like just those people, those are the only people that he trusts.
Boots on the ground journalist for Vice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like all up in Occupy.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So was Gavin Newsom. He fucking created Vice. That doesn't change the reality that he also created the Proud Boys. You know what I mean? People change. I love the credentials that like motherfuckers love using. Like, oh, he was a journalist for Vice. Okay, who cares? That was like 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. He went to fucking Occupy Wall Street. Oh my God. Did I say Gavin Newsom? I meant Gavin McGinnis. Sorry. I'm constantly thinking about that hottie. You know, Gavin Newsom's constantly in the back of my mind because he's so sexy.
I know Tim very well. He's not alt-right at all, but
No.
he'll entertain a conversation with anybody.
He will.
Like he had O'Keefe from Project Veritas on the other day.
Yeah.
And that's like, that guy's the boogeyman to the
no.
left.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah, I wonder why, bro. He's literally a fucking charlatan. Like, if you like James O'Keefe and you have this attitude about like fucking, mainstream media constantly lying, let's be real. You just don't care if your side is lying. Because, yeah, mainstream media gets shit wrong all the time and then they apologize, blah, blah, blah. I dunk on them. I dunked on them earlier today when we were talking about Havana syndrome, okay? They do like bullshit retractions. It doesn't matter, right? Fucking get a story wrong and they do retractions. There's like a code of conduct that they follow. It's still bullshit. They're like totally getting on board with like certain narratives. You have to be joking, lol. Wait, what do you mean you have to be joking, lol? Dude, people get so triggered when I say, let me tell you something, okay? I hate mainstream media more than you do, okay? Suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick. You don't know anything. You're stupid. You have a baboon brain. The reason why you don't like mainstream media is because you are terrified of everything that's not Fox News. I don't like mainstream media for a different reason than you, okay? I don't like mainstream media because of manufacturing consent. You don't like mainstream media because, like, I don't know, they have gay people on the television. Shut the fuck up. We are not the same. Figure out a better reason why to hate on mainstream media, especially when they're doing, like, American imperialist narratives and, like, just straight up doing State Department propaganda. Fox News is mainstream media. But the thing that is incredibly frustrating to me is, like, how the fuck do you turn around, criticize mainstream media for lying? Like, CNN lied about me taking ivermectin. Joe Rogan said this, right? He cried about this for like months. If you fucking shit on mainstream narratives all the time and like cry about how fucking CNN is biased or whatever, you can't turn around and be like, James O'Keefe is great. You can't do that. He is so much fucking worse than CNN. Like, he's quite literally worse than CNN.
Like, even if what he's saying is a fucking threat, he's exposing threats to democracy.
Yeah.
He's exposing real live corruption.
James O'Keefe is exposing real threats to democracy.
Toss on the other day.
Dude, he's done. This is brain damage, straight up. I don't know if he got kicked in the head too hard, but like his brain literally, like, his brain resembles like a can of just quarters that you just shook so much. It's over. It's just mush now, okay? I don't know if the dewormer just created more worms in his brains, but that is so fucking stupid, dude. Oh, wow. This is Joseph Robinette Biden type brain worms, okay? Homie actually shaved IQ points from COVID. It's obvious. That much is obvious to me. If you say James O'Keefe is exposing threats to democracy, you've shaved too much. You lobbed a big chunk of your brain. It's done. Like, oh my Lord, that's so sad. To argue with facts, not with personal attacks. Okay, first of all, I do argue with facts. And then I also add a little bit of seasoning in the form of personal attacks. Here are the personal facts. If you consider James O'Keefe a complete charlatan who routinely gets fucking outed as a liar over and over and over and over again every other fucking week to be an honest broker who is exposing the threats of democracy because he like found some random fucking person, got them drunk and like filmed them saying some shit like, yeah, I actually hate capitalism, and then like edited it deceptively to make it seem like this person is in a position of power or whatever the fuck and is like truly exposing the truth, like the DARPA intern thing that they fucking found, okay? Remember, like just last week, he was like, oh yeah, James O'Keefe uncovered new DARPA documents that showed that COVID was a bat virus or whatever the fuck, right? It's like, that's bullshit. And he regularly gets owned. He lies all the time. He gets owned, but it doesn't matter because conservatives don't care, okay? And you are a biased fucking baboon if you literally think James O'Keefe is actually an honest broker. He accused Ilhan Omar's family of election fraud in her district when she won by like 90%. He said that like Ilhan Omar is like married to his brother. It's just the easiest to fucking destroy argument. He's an idiot. He's never gotten anything right. He's literally never gotten anything right. He's only gotten things wrong, but he keeps fucking popping up.
Left-wing media ignores. Didn't happen.
Absolutely
like,
didn't
so
happen.
the only people that you can trust that are left-wing are the independent people. It's wonderful for independent people.
Yes.
Because for people like Crystal and Sagar from Breaking Points, it's opening the door for people like The Hill, like Kim Iverson. It's opening the door for people to expose these things.
I don't know what the fuck Kim Iverson's deal is, but isn't she like working for The Hill? Bro, she's literally working for The Hill. To think that The Hill is independent media is like everything is independent media. That's like saying Huffington Post is independent media, except you would never think that Huffington Post is independent media because Huffington Post is liberal. There is this very weird fucking attitude that so many of these dumbasses have, where it's like, so many of these dumbasses have these fucking attitudes where they're just straight up like, bro, like if you're right wing, you're independent. It's like, no, dude, there is nothing less independent. You are the most dependent if you're a fucking right winger. You are dependent to billionaires. You are dependent on licking the boot non-fucking stop. You do not have any takes that are disruptive. You do not have any takes that are against the fucking hierarchy, the pre-existing hierarchy. And that's precisely why you keep getting money from wealthy people. There is like not a single fucking Republican operative or not a single fucking like right winger that doesn't get a fuckload of money from either think tanks or Republican billionaires. Like every single one of them get that. And it's like, oh, well, that's different. That's independent media. It's like, no, it's not. Those motherfuckers that fund Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro and everyone else also fucking fund Fox News and all these other think tanks. You're not independent. I'm voting straight Republican, not third party, not a write-in. I want the best shot at ending authoritarian mandates, vax passports, and censorship. Nothing matters to me more at this moment than stopping these authoritarians. Yeah, thank God, dude. An independent thinker, rational thinker. I love being a rational thinker and then voting fucking down the ticket for Republicans. You can say the same thing about me. You're like, oh, well, you do it for the Democrats. It's like, yeah, but I also admit, okay, I'm biased. I do it for harm reduction. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm independent and like maybe I'll vote for a Republican. Like, no, fuck no. I hate the Democratic Party because of how close they are to the Republicans. I hate the Democratic Party because they concede to the Republicans. That's entirely different than being like, I'm independent, but I just keep voting Republican down the ticket because they are the ones who love freedom. Like, are you fucking psychotic? Anyone that says Republicans love freedom is just so delusional they should never be listened to. Yeah, the Kim Iverson take. Now I remember why I remember her. This person was like completely psychotic, remember? Oh, this was fucking hilarious, dude. This was awesome. Hold on. We got to watch this again.
Look at the photos of Ethan Crumbley people on social media and some media outlets are using. He's now 15, and yet they chose this angelic-looking photo from about when he was 10. What is the purpose of this when there are several other photos, like his mugshot, that could have been shown instead? This same sort of tactic is used in reverse against Black perpetrators and even victims, rather than use their school photo of them smiling.
Good take so far, right? Not going where you think it's going.
Like they do this to placate a certain bias and mindset that the audience already holds, and the same looks to be happening in this case. Showing Crumbley as this innocent-looking angelic white kid is intended to stoke fear and support a narrative that white people, no matter how nice they look, are domestic terrorists who we should all be afraid of.
Is she implying that like the reason why they show violent Black people, or the reason why they show Black people like images of Black people like appearing to be violent, is actually to protect Black people? So we know like, oh no, this is just a violent Black person. All the other Black people, like, they're not violent. I love that, dude. I love that. Like, up until this very moment, it's like you're thinking, yeah, that's like this person's brain is not fried from ivermectin. Okay, you're thinking like, yeah, she's saying something that many people have said before, okay, which is true, that like Black stereotypes and the way that they depict Black people in the media are incredibly fucking violent, specifically to play along with the narrative that like Black people are always violent and that like they kind of deserve the fucking police brutality that they are subjected to. Kim Ivermectin, yeah, Kim Ivermectinson.
How funny was it when that one dude said that so many white people are pretending that they're people of color in order to get into universities?
Ibram Kendi.
Yeah,
he torpedoed himself a bit there, didn't he?
Explain that.
Yeah, so Ibram Kendi is like one of the patron saints of this stuff until they have all the power. He's going over all his colleges and there's this problem, and he wants to like crap on white people. He's got his other book, sorry, is how to be an anti-racist. I forgot to say that. And that's where he says page 19, the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, and the only remedy to present discrimination is future discrimination. So he's advocating for discrimination.
Dude, I love CRT grifters, dude. They're so funny. They cry about like Ibram Kendi or whatever, and then they do literally the opposing side of that, which of course also doesn't even have like material legs to stand on. You know what I mean? Look, you might fucking disagree with like Robin DiAngelo's attitude towards racial issues that oftentimes do not have like a materialist perspective to it or whatever. But like the hilarity of this situation is that like at least it's still rooted within reality to a certain degree, right? Like the oppression is real, recognizable, comes out in data, empirical. There's like empirical evidence. The other side, you can't do the other side's argument at all. There is no like there is no basis for it within reality. You can't do it for fucking white people being under attack by any meaningful force. You're just a pussy at that point. You're just a fucking gigantic pussy who's crying about dumb shit.
White kids that are pretending all of a sudden to be people of color. They're pretending to be some other race and they've got their sad story or whatever. And he's like wanting to say, well, this is just, white people trying to cash in on, they're trying to exploit, the system or the situations of people of color to their own advantage yet again. That's like his analysis of everything. He's called everything racist until you control it. It kind of blew up on him because what he's actually pointing out is there is a strong incentive structure to pretend that you're not white. The advantage lies somewhere else now under this ideology. And so he ends up torpedoing his own thing. Now, people screw up on Twitter all the time. There are certain things you don't do when you screw up on Twitter. The first thing you don't do is just freaking delete that shit. Because then everybody's like, oh, he knew he was wrong.
This is what I mean. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know who Ibram Kendi is. I've never read anything. I've never read a single piece of his works. I don't care. I don't read, okay? I'm anti-reading. So that's one. Two, doesn't matter. His attitude is still fucking, his ideas are still closer to the fucking truth than whatever the fuck this guy is talking about. And like pointing out that, a dude who fucking wrote a dude who wrote a book, had a tweet that was then later deleted is not going to like destroy their fucking entire body of work. Okay. That's so idiotic.
And so this guy, Jack Posobiec, like calls him out on all of this. And then
Jack Posobiec, literally Pizzagate Andy, like a person who saw zero fucking consequences for promoting the Pizzagate conspiracy. Just remember, that's who he's talking about.
He starts going after Jack, and that's a mistake. Jack's really good at Twitter. You don't go after people who are really good at Twitter and have like...
First of all, that fucking dickweed quite literally was fucking too busy tweeting at me during his wedding. That's how pathetic of a life that guy has. He went and he purchased Papa John, I think at the time when like Papa John's was like being racist or some shit, whatever. And he was like, I catered my wedding with Papa John. And then he spent the entire time tweeting at me from his fucking wedding. This day that he's supposed to have is like a wonderful experience for him. And that's what he did during his wedding. So, and then he also got outed for being on Bumble, didn't he? He was like trying to cheat on his wife or something. Really good at Twitter, is just making 1488 jokes. Yeah, exactly. Like, just so good. He's a master in tweeting. It's so funny how easily we just like forget how much of a fucking pathetic little nerd a person is being because we have like associated masculinity with right-wing values. You know what I mean? Like the right is so good at marketing that they're like, I'm a right-winger. So even if I am being like the biggest, most gigantic, pathetic fucking dweeb nerd, just by virtue of being like, I'm a right-winger, everyone's like, yeah, Joe Rogan is just sits across from me and goes, yeah, that's right. You're like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. He's like, my friend is really good at tweeting. It's like, that's what he's doing. That's what he's fucking doing right now. He's like, my friend is so good at tweeting. That's what he's having a conversation with Joe Rogan about right now. That's the most interesting guest you can have on, Joe? Really? God damn, dude.
They brought him back out for Martin Luther King, Critical Race Theory Day. He did his thing there where it's like, we're going to interpret Martin Luther King in a particular way and white people shouldn't be invoking him.
Martin Luther King CRT Day. Okay, Critical Race Theory Day. Dude, it's just like, God, you're such a fucking dweeb. I mean, the only thing that makes me happy is that these guys can't fucking be as racist as they want to, and they think that that's oppression. Obviously, it's not real oppression that these guys can't say the N-word, but like they really want to, and it hurts their feelings. So at least like that gives me a little bit of solace where it's like you can never say what you truly feel, and that's awesome. Like you literally have to live a life of this lie, this quiet desperation inside of you at all times where you like want to be as racist as like people were in the 50s, but you can't, because if you do, your fucking wage cuck days are over. Like they will cancel you. Actually, if you are just as open as you want to be, you will be treated rightfully like you are Richard Spencer. So it's fucking awesome to just watch them like try to dance around it as best as they can, try to take the long way to say the N-word as best as they can. It's just a little bit of solace. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of solace that you should feel when you see these pathetic little fucking neck-bearded dweebs like that are just like, MLK Day is CRT Day. You shouldn't invoke Ibram Kendi said you shouldn't invoke MLK as a white person. Like, it's awesome. It is literally a word they invented, and now they can't even fucking say it. Because if they say it, everybody magically and automatically understands that they're fucking racist dickheads. And that's dope. That's dope. They're so cucked. That sometimes gives me a little bit of solace. It's minor victories. Okay, minor victories. There was this like fucking Groiper dude, right? In one of my fucking tweets about me getting banned, or not banned, but like me getting fucking owned by Instagram for Crackergate, like because I reposted fan art, right? And he was just, oh, here it is. Okay, here. So this guy called me a goat fucker, and I said, you're a pasty little chicken shit who posts poll memes from an anonymous account because you're terrified you lose your wage cut job. If your boss knew how much you wish the world looked like the 50s, except back then, your bugman ways would have immediately caused you to be hate crimed. Nobody gives a shit. Goat fucking hairy inbred. Lemafeo, get fucked. Oh, can't take the heat. Maybe you should stop slinging shit at other races. But of course you can't stop flinging shit, you goat fuckers. Stick to shit like flies. Ha 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 ha. Yes, you're right. Absolutely zero people believe in your nerdy ass racist theories. Even other racists think you're unlikable and cringe. All you have is calling me a goat fucker from a soccer account and Groiper memes. Have fun not preserving the white race because you're unfuckable. It's over. Like, at that point, what's this guy gonna do? He's got like 8 fucking followers. He's following 7 people, 0 followers. This is all he can do. All he can do. He can't even say the N-word. He wants to. He wants to call me a sand N-word. And he can't even do that. He's like, goat fucker. It sucks. His life is so bad, and it will never be good. It is never going to be good. That phase when you were only a 40-year-old neat living in your grandma's basement, but you are also stuck posting 2016 memes on your 8-follower account. Exactly. The glory days for this guy was before, like, leading up to Charlottesville, okay? It's over. Like, post-Charlottesville, you're done. You're done. Your movement fucking fell apart. Every single one of the dudes that actually was like, LARPing as a fucking, revolutionary Nazi or whatever the fuck, they all got their shit pushed in. They all cried like little fucking babies, okay? And buckled under pressure immediately. So all you have in your arsenal is just to be like, slurs. Oh no, it's the only thing. If I can't say slurs, I'll end it all. It's the only thing keeping me alive right now. Their entire movement is just fucking FBI now. It's like, can't wait for you to, actually talk to an FBI agent on Getter and then go to jail because he told you to buy Tenorite. That's your destiny if you're lucky. Otherwise, all you can do is like say mean things on the internet to other internet man from anonymous account because my Jiffy Lube job is gonna be fucking under question if they find out how racist I am. Oh, Agent Provocateurs. There's more to this. Dude, I love this. Okay, give me more.
That everyone has decided was an Agent Provocateur that was at the January 6th thing. They still haven't found that guy.
We'll have him on the list of people we're interested in, and then people are going to say, we were all screaming, he's a Fed. And then there's all this video of him doing weird stuff and people saying, Fed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, off the list. He's not on the wanted list anymore.
You know the funny part about this is that, like, I totally believe that was a Fed. I mean, I don't even know who they're talking about, but it is not beyond the pale to suspect that there were Feds there. Like, I don't think that is a far-fetched conspiracy theory, for the record. I really don't. I think that's totally a fucking realistic conspiracy. Not even off duty. I mean, like, straight up on duty. Guys, the leader of the Proud Boys, like, what the fuck do you mean? I mean, think about that.
Nice.
Agent Provocateurs absolutely do exist. Show this article to anyone who questions FBI COINTEL involvement with right-wing movements and suppression of left-wing movements. I mean, yeah, FBI has done this for left-wing movements in perpetuity. And I don't think it's acceptable when they do it to right-wing movements either. Like, don't get me wrong. Part of the reason why this is like a very weird thing to fucking point to is also because, like, Donald Trump was also the main fucking advocate. You know what I mean? Like you can cry about fucking the FBI or whatever, but like, you know who else was agitating people to go do shit? Donald Trump.
But then when you see some of the ridiculous shit that kids are getting taught in school today, and then if you follow like libs of TikTok, and you see some of these crazy groomer teachers.
Groomer teachers, yeah.
It is so bizarre. It's so bizarre to see these people making these videos because they're doing it like out in the open. They're like, we are going to teach your kids the right things. We are going to teach your kids to respect us. We are going to teach your kids to, like whatever theories that they want.
Fellows, teachers are kind of fucking, educating your children. Don't you think that's grooming? This is like the fucking right-wing version of like liberals saying everything is eugenics. And you know I've had this fucking stonewalk before. This is like literally the right-wing version of that. Like liberals will say like, oh, you want people to die from COVID? That's eugenics or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to fucking do gene editing for CRISPR to eradicate fucking hereditary diseases? That's eugenics. They say everything is fucking eugenics. This is the right-wing version of that. It's like, fellas, it's grooming. If an adult is trying to educate your child, you know, think about that for a second. That's quite literally grooming, right? I mean, they're trying to put information in your child's brain. That's educate. You're describing education and then saying it's grooming. You're currently describing the process of education, and your monkey brain thinks that that is grooming.
Like, and they're doing it in this weird, arrogant assertion that they're going to indoctrinate these children into their ideology, and they're literally like mocking or taunting the parents that we're going to do this to your kids.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the motivation. I don't understand why they would make those videos. I don't understand why anybody would hire those people to be teachers. And why they wouldn't fire them immediately upon seeing those videos. I know they did fire that one teacher. I think she was a professor who was talking about people who are attracted to underage people, that we shouldn't call them pedophiles.
Yeah, that was a professor. That's right.
Okay, that is literally grooming. That's different. That's, again, illegal, unsportsmanlike conduct. Very different. Probably a libertarian. Don't believe that fucking professor is a leftist, okay? That is very different than what the fuck, you know, you're saying that these other teachers are doing on libs of TikTok. Joe Rogan and Conceptual James on how CNN destroys CNN.
Me hope, and I don't know why I should have any hope, is that they said that CNN was going to switch their format to an objective news format, and they were going to get rid of all their opinion-based editorial staff, like the Donald Le Monde, like those knuckleheads.
Again, this donkey loves fucking Tucker Carlson. So what's the difference? Like, I mean, I don't like Don Lemon, okay? I don't. I think that like CNN's commentary pieces fucking suck.
But the thing about the 90% drop in the ratings last year, they want to say that it's because of scandals. That's like what it, because, you know,
well, those
Cuomo,
don't help,
and
but
they don't help. The two guys, again, two more people that got busted being pedophiles, right?
CNN gets shit wrong all the time, and they're annoying. And they did lose 90% of their ratings because Donald Trump is no longer alive. Well, he is, but you know what I mean. What is really fucking annoying is that CNN also, not to defend them, and I don't like them, and I'm not defending them, CNN also just can't say like, oh, whatever, like, I'm an idiot. Like Joe Rogan can when he gets pushed to the fucking brink after lying about shit over and over again. Like, he routinely spreads misinformation, and then like when called out on it, or when actually sees like some kind of like material consequence of it, he goes, oh, I'm a dumb idiot. I'm a comedian. Like, you can't do, CNN can't do that, and they don't do that, and they don't do it to the same level.
Right. Producer for Jake Tapper, and there's a producer for, who else was the other producer? Was it Cuomo?
Yes, I think so.
No, most people don't know that, though. Most people aren't even aware of that because they never even covered it.
Right. It's that their programming sucks.
Wait, what happened? CNN did what? There were pedophiles? Holy shit. John Griffin was charged with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to lure minors and their mothers into his Vermont home. Yo! What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Yo, Joe Rogan Experience. Real news, baby. I cannot believe I just learned something new about Joe Rogan, from Joe Rogan. According to his LinkedIn profile, he said he worked shoulder to shoulder with ex-CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. Oh, he used Kick. It's over. Arrest this man. I don't need to see anything more. Texas the mother of 2 girls, ages 9 and 13. Yo, arrest the parents too. What the fuck? Wait, when is this from? This is recent. I totally did not see this. Okay, so, you know, giving it to Joe for that one, for sure. Obviously, you know, we're talking about sexual assault. Like, Fox News is a sexual assault factory, but like, it doesn't matter. I mean, CNN is bad too, or the person that works at CNN is bad as well. You know,
off. It's also an extreme lack of understanding of human nature. The way they discuss things, like one of the things they were talking about, shaming people, like whether or not we should start shaming, you know, people for not following the public health guidelines that have changed over and over again and been proven over and over again to be wrong.
Right.
Dude, you're such a pussy, dude. You are such a pathetic little pussy. Oh, Joe Rogan. Shame on you for being such a pussy. God, look at him fucking crying about like what are those bitches over at CNN gonna do to you, huh? They're gonna shame you, dude. Don't worry, brother. You're fine, okay? God, what a fucking little baby. My feelings hurt. Yeah, shaming. as a substitute for public policy is psychotic. It's just what people with no power do, okay? That's what they do. The reason why people try to cancel people on fucking Twitter is because they have no power. That's what people with no power do. So CNN talking about it, should we start shaming people? So dumb.